Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most exciting shifts in AI right now, how we go from just making cool demos to building truly robust, production-ready AI agents. If you're a developer looking to make that exact leap, you are in the right place.
The source material really sets the stage with this one. It's a huge statement, right? But it's true. We're moving beyond AI that just talks to AI that acts. That's the future, and that's where the entire industry is sprinting towards.
And that is the real question, isn't it? It's one thing to whip up a proof of concept that gets a wow, but it's a completely different challenge to build an agent that's reliable, efficient, and can actually be trusted to solve a problem out in the wild. So let's get into it.
Okay, first things first. Before we can even talk about building, we all need to be working from the same blueprint. So let's break it down. What fundamentally is an AI agent?
Here's the core of it. The words to lock onto here are objectives, acting, and tools. An agent isn't just a passive model. Nope, it is actively engineered to chase a goal. It has, well, agency.
So how does it all fit together? Well, you can think of any agent as having three core parts. First, you've got the model. That's the brain, right? The LLM that does all the thinking and reasoning. Then you need the tools. These are the hands. This is how the agent actually interacts with the world, through APIs, databases, you name it. And the magic that connects them, that's the orchestration layer. It's the loop that takes the brain's thoughts and turns them into action with its hands, managing everything from planning to memory.
All right, now for the part that keeps developers up at night. Getting from that cool prototype to something you can actually ship. This is the quality gauntlet, and it's what separates a fun weekend project from a real enterprise-grade application. I mean, if you're a developer in this space, you feel this. We've all been there. Nailing that initial wow demo, that's the easy part. But ensuring that it's high quality, reliable, and consistent when it's live, yeah, that is the real boss battle.
So what's the solution? How do we conquer that challenge? The answer is to embrace a new kind of discipline, AgentOps. You can think of it just like DevOps or MOps, but it's built specifically for the unique challenges of agents. It's the whole framework for managing tools, orchestration, memory, basically the whole shebang you need to run agents reliably in production.
And a huge piece of AgentOps is evaluation. Because, you can't improve what you don't measure. So you've built your agent, but how do you actually know if it's any good? How do you do a proper quality check? It really boils down to two fundamental approaches. First, there's trajectory evaluation. Think of this as judging the journey, the step-by-step path the agent took. Then there's final response evaluation. This is all about judging the destination, the quality of the final answer it gives you. And honestly, you need to be doing both.
Now, when you're looking at that journey, you can get really granular. For some things, you might need an exact match to a golden path. For others, you might just be checking for precision, like how many of its actions were actually useful, and recall, did it forget to do anything important? Each one of these is a different diagnostic tool to help you figure out what's going on under the hood.
And what about judging that final answer? Well, this is where it gets really clever. You can actually automate it by using another LLM as a judge or an auto-rater. You just feed it your custom rules for what makes a good answer, and it can score your agent's output automatically. This is a total game changer for evaluating quality at scale.
So the key thing to realize is that there are trade-offs. Human evaluation, it's the gold standard for catching nuance and context, but man, is it slow and expensive. LLM as a judge is way more scalable and consistent, but it might miss why something went wrong in the intermediate steps. And automated metrics are objective, but they can sometimes be gamed. The real pro move is to use a smart mix of all three.
Okay, let's kick it up a notch. Sometimes, a task is just too big or too complex for one agent to handle on its own. And that's when you stop thinking about a single agent and you start thinking about an agent team.
And here's why that's so powerful. A single agent trying to do everything can easily become a jack-of-all-trades, master of none. But a multi-agent system, that's like building a team of specialists. Each agent is an expert in its own little domain, which leads to better results, better fault tolerance, the works.
And just like any great team, different agents have different jobs. You might have a planner agent whose only job is to break down a big goal into smaller steps. Then you have retriever agents that go find the right data. execution agents that actually do the work, and even evaluator agents that act as a final quality check.
One really common way to structure this is as a hierarchical team. You have a manager agent that's basically a dispatcher. It gets a request, figures out which worker agent is the right specialist for that job, and just routes the task to them. It's super efficient for problems where the path is pretty clear.
But another really cool pattern is the collaborative team. This is for more complex problems. You might have several different expert agents all working on different pieces of the puzzle at the same time. Then, a mixer agent comes in at the end, takes all their contributions, and synthesizes them into one final, comprehensive answer. The result is almost always better than what any single agent could have done alone.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground. So let's pause and distill all of this down into the key things you need to put in your developer toolkit right now.
All right, let's pack your bag. Number 1, and this is non-negotiable, embrace agent ops. You need that discipline to get to production. 2, remember that metrics are what drive improvement. You have to track what matters. 3, you've got to automate your evaluation. Look at both the journey and the destination. 4, automation isn't a silver bullet. Humans are absolutely crucial for a sanity check and for capturing nuance. And finally, number 5, when things get complicated, think bigger. Consider multi-agent systems and assemble that team of experts.
Look, all the concepts, all the tools you need to build incredibly powerful, real-world AI agents, they're here. They're ready. The future really is agentic. The possibilities are truly limitless, and the time to start building it is right now.